Hey guys, this is Patrick Powers. This video is for App Development 2, Week 4, for the postmortem reflection. So, summarizing the development process, basically Week 1, creating the overall outline and proposal for the application. That was pretty fun. It was definitely challenging for me to initially get a concept together. That was actually the most difficult thing. And it was really because of my limitation, or what I believe is my limitation, of understanding of Android and everything that goes into it. So I do have ideas, but I would think about it, and I didn't know if I would be able to meet that scope of the project quite yet. So the most challenging part of the initial just getting the application idea together was figuring out an application idea that I feel like I could run with. Then the second week was the first milestone. The first milestone, basically setting up the application, beginning the initial portion of the code, and getting the feel for the application. What I had was a widget application, really. The application itself was more of instructional, what the pro version or the paid version is like. So I didn't have a lot of functionality other than just like information. It was really the widget side of things that is this application. So within the first milestone, it was coming together. It didn't really look good. I was playing with some backgrounds, playing with the overall buttons. In the first week, Josh had mentioned to Jeremy about his buttons being rounded, and that's not really the Android style, and it was funny because that's what I was doing. So I actually went back and kind of redid the entire look of the app from day one, I guess, building to day two. And making it look more Android-like. I did face some challenges that first week. I wanted the Pro version, or the sneak peek of the Pro version, to load images from the internet into a grid view. And I was having a hard time actually figuring out how that would actually happen. Luckily, I found a library out there that was created for exactly that. I was able to implement the library successfully, and it was one of those moments where I'm just like, yes, I got it done. So it was interesting because I had quite a few of those throughout this entire process, where I really thought, I was like, how am I going to do this? And through a lot of research online and various people talking about it, there's never a situation where it's just like a one-stop shop, one blog post where I was able to understand the concept. I really had to dig and understand based on the Android documentation, Overstack, and just various other locations within the internet, to really understand everything. So anyway, the loading of the images, and then also I wasn't able to actually get the video loaded. It was just a static video, but the video loaded through the Google, Google API. I ended up not going with it in the end, but that was definitely an obstacle initially. I just had it linked to the YouTube app through an intent. It worked that way, but it wasn't the initial intent. So milestone 1, it actually went pretty well. I was able to kind of get things put together, but I did face some challenges, and it didn't look pretty by any means. Week 3, which is milestone 2, is where we really got into the main focus of the application, which was the widget. The widget was, in my case, a decal. It's something that you can place on the home screen. The idea is to have it be a quick link to a contact, but really it could be anything. It could be just an image, something that represents the user, whatever that might be, something they can place on their home screen to customize it and make it their own. So the main idea is car decals, but for your phone. So that whole family decal, where you would actually have a decal, you'd place it, and then you'd place your wife, you'd place your kids, you'd place your dog. Well, you can do that. So it actually went pretty smoothly. Probably my biggest hang-up was trying to connect the contacts to the widget configuration screen so that I could import that contact information, so someone wouldn't have to type in someone's name and their phone number, or have to go find their phone number. It just connects directly to their contacts. So that's a huge feature. It's a usability thing for the user to make it extremely easy. I absolutely had to implement that, I felt. So I was able to. The grid view gave me a little bit of issues in terms of the images showing up, and some of the images are wider than others, so making sure that that all fit perfectly. And then also, when you click on the widget, it's supposed to pull up a activity or a view, a dialog, that then shows the ability to click call or text that particular individual based on the stored information. That was not easy initially, but I was able to figure that out. And then the very last issue that I was facing was when the phone shut off, or I reinstalled, or I was debugging the application. Every time you would restart the application, essentially, the widgets would go back to the original, just static, with the basic widget image as well as the label, just saying name, that I have set up in the XIB file for just a standard what the widget should look like. Well, obviously I needed to figure out how to save that information into the memory per widget, and that was a huge success, because otherwise that would mean the application is useless. You can't save the information, it resets all the time. Well, you're going to lose all of your information all the time. So that was a huge success within the development of that week. And just the ads, they weren't too bad. It was great to be able to actually come to the very end of the week and feel like it all came together. For the actually end of week 3, milestone 2, didn't all come together, but I knew I could work on stuff. I knew I could figure it out. And ultimately now here, week 4, putting final touches on everything, I think it looks good. I think the application is a success. I think it really could actually work. I think I just need to create more decals or more icons that people can use to entice them a little bit more, and then also more decals for the Pro version before I can release that, to really give a lot of options for users to customize their home screens with these decals. But overall, I mean, I really do truly think that it could be a success, and I'm looking forward to really polishing it and finishing it off completely to where I think there's no real issues. In terms of a quantity standpoint, the app is good. The quantity of decals, I think, could be more. The most valuable lesson that I probably learned, just you might not know how to do something, but there is a lot of resources out there. You can't get frustrated, even though I do, right away in terms of trying to get everything completed. You've just got to keep on digging, and you really got to put code to your software. You can't just keep on reading and reading and reading. You got to start testing and figuring stuff out through debugging and what's working, what's not. It can be very complicated, and I definitely by no means understand a ton of it, but just through research and dedication to that research and trying to really figure it out, I think you can pull away with a great application, something that you might not have ever thought that you could have actually come to. So just breaking down those obstacles that you put up yourself, and really just dig in and make it work. But I really enjoyed this class. I thought it was a lot of fun, kind of happy where we ended up, and I feel like I do have an application that I can very quickly soon place on the App Store, and really feel like it could actually work. Thanks so much.